Hello there, guys.
Mommy!
Yes, darling.
What do
Just 2 seconds, and no, because you're not going for a sleep now. You're not going for a sleep now. Not at this time. Now we're going out. We're going out. He's wanting Ninin. Now, this is the joys of a working mum. Now, the other day, I'm going to continue with my life from yesterday to show you that my floor is clean. All the paint is gone. So, I'm going to talk about something else completely different today. It's Saturday. We've been chilling all morning. Shiloh and Elijah have been throwing the scooters and BMXs and skateboards around, driving my neighbours up the wall probably with the bang, 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 bang on the floor as the skateboards being flipped and the scooters being thrown around, and the BMX is not ideal, it's not practical, and blessings to my neighbours. So yeah, I've the whole battle that I've been going through, the whole battlefield of my mind, and the whole thing is we're meant as human beings under the Bible, we're meant to be with our mothers, our fathers, and then we're meant to be married, and then the husband becomes the provider of the mother, who is the sole provider and carer for the child. Now, obviously, the tax man doesn't like this, because the tax man doesn't get much money, because it's only got one parent working, and government need both parents working, because to have two parents working means that government get two sets of tax. Then they need two cars because they have to go to work, which means government get to have two sets of tax on the cars, and insurance companies get to make two sets of insurance policies, and then they are also contributing to the fact that that's two sets of petrol to go to work, and then government then know that if both parents are working, then government makes lots of money by helping you out with vouchers, because at the end of the day it doesn't actually cover the level of childcare that any person needs for working, and therefore then both sets of parents pretty much become slaves to the state, and then the children remain in the education system, not to educate them, because the education system is not educating our children. It's certainly not educating our children. It is certainly not getting to the core of our children, of who they are, and going, wow, okay, take Shiloh for example, okay? So say I now go and hand my CV out, and I choose to go to work. Elijah and Shiloh are going to have to then go to either a childcare provider, so a childminder, or they're going to have to go to a private or state nursery, and then they will go to school up until the age of 18. Okay, so basically Shiloh has to wait until he's 18 to go and play on a skateboard and stuff, or occasionally come home and we'll do that as a hobby, yeah? So I'll take him down to the skateboard parks and he can go and play. Now, somebody like Shiloh at school would be the sort of kid who would probably stand on a chair and surf a chair, would probably find a way of you know, I don't know, maybe wanting to take his skateboard to school with him. So he would probably then be the sort that would skate to school, or want to take his scooter and stuff like that. And then he's got to lock it up and put it away. And then he's got to go and sit down in a classroom to learn what? That we live under a C of E church that was designed by Henry VIII. And that's an amazing, great thing. No, that's not an amazing, great thing. Our country lives under Henry VIII because Henry VIII decided that he couldn't continue chopping his wife's heads off every time he wanted to get rid of a wife. He had to actually divorce one. hence why we live under the C of E Church, and hence why our entire doctrine and system and everything that teaches our children teaches us to be strong, independent women who can do it all by ourselves, because we don't need a man, do we? And these men, you don't want to be supporting a woman, man, because that woman's going to do you over. And hey, you don't want to be putting money into the woman's pocket, do you? So today I've been kicked off by the fact that Dean sent me 35 quid today. I am grateful. I am 100% grateful that man went and did a day's work and has sent me 35 quid. And now he can go off and do whatever he wants with the rest of his money. He can fuck off out tonight if he wants. He can go to a club if he wants tonight. He can go to a festival if he wants tonight. He can go and buy baccy if he wants tonight. He can probably give the money to the people that he's staying with if he wants tonight. He can move on to the next victim that he wants to tell everybody about how bad his life is and he's out on the streets and all this sort of stuff. Well, when Dean and I got together, we made it very, 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 very clear that we were going to be a working family, and we were going to travel as a family, and we were going to do it as a family. What I tend to find in this world, and I'm just watching because my son's exposing me, is I'm a natural feeding mum, right? I have naturally fed every single one of my children. I have sacrificed my physical body for every single one of my children and the fathers who want these children, and obviously me who wants a family, because I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Ehlers-Danlos syndrome basically means that to carry a child for somebody like me, it's a 50-50 chance of death at birth, right? And it's a 50-50 chance. If we didn't have the NHS and the medical that we have now, somebody like me wouldn't survive childbirth. The only reason somebody like me and many others around the world, I mean, death of mothers at birth used to be massive. So to people who think that men have only just been raising children as single fathers, you get with the fucking times, mate. Women have been dying from childbirth for years and years and years and years and years. It's only because of the intervention from medical that are understanding the complexities of childbirth now, and women's needs and women's menstrual stuff. And I've had enough of it, because the mental health clinics are missing it, the doctors are missing it, everybody is missing it. Everybody's jumping 10 yards down the fucking road. Excuse my language while my son's head's next to me, but people are jumping way down the road, and they're jumping to all these things and putting all these labels on things, because, we can't have one set of beans, mate, designed by Heinz. We've got to have goodness knows how many sets of beans now, because, if one product is making a lot of profit, hey, let's sub it up, mate, and make a lot more money. And actually, then we can take the drugs, and we can take the same drug and rebrand it, the same placebo drug, by the way. So we can take the same drug and put it into another matter. And I'm also coming to the point, by the way, that I think a lot of this medication is to do with why people are sexualizing over children, and why anger issues are coming in, and why paranoia is coming in, and why people are suffering from adverse side effects from the medication, and then being systemically diagnosed with another medical condition because they have got, consequences of the medications that they're taking. And I've had enough of it all. I've had enough of our government. I've had enough of the way that people like Boris Johnson know what it's like to be relieved with 35 quid going into the bank account, because Boris Johnson would put 35 quid into a breakfast meal for one, just to go for a networking dinner. Well, in fact, actually, you'd spend more than that, because it'd cost you 10-20 quid to get there in petrol. And then, the orange juice alone, they probably, oh, here come the scooters, bring in. So, yeah, I'm on a bit of a mission now to prove how fucking pointless and meaningless money really is. That we as human beings now have been so wrapped up in this bubble of getting up, go to work, pay bills, getting up, go to work, make sure this is perked, getting up, going to work, cool, have I got enough for this, living in this budget, you know. And I'm blessed to have seen many different sides of the world, to be honest, and I'm really blessed to have been through this situation. I've never, ever, ever in my life, ever just lived on basic government benefits. I've been a disabled mum who's been supported as a person on disability, and that is a very, very, very different life than what was job seekers or income support. Because don't forget, when you go to government and you sign on for benefits, you're in agreement that you're going to spend the 40 hours that you should be at work, or say should be, to be spending those 40 hours to find employment. I don't think I've ever seen anybody in the benefit system ever spend 40 hours a week job searching. Government benefits isn't a way of life. I said this in 2010. You fucking hated me for saying it. I got trolled, I got hammered, and I will still stand by it again. The benefit system is not a way of life. It is a bridge to help people who have fallen into a trap, either through sickness, so they can be supported on sickness, or it is there to support vulnerable, and when I say vulnerable, I'm talking about people who are high level special needs, who the parents have had to give up their careers to look after their children, or dump them into an institution and expected government to pay even though they gave birth to the child. The only time government should ever be responsible for your child is if you have given birth and there has been a medical neglect case and that has caused severe injury or disability to your child, and then that way you go and you take a medical claim, and then the claim that you get provides for the needs of that child. That is what compensation does. That is what compensation is for. If you have had an injury to your back caused by somebody at work, it is not government's responsibility to then support you through your back injury. It is up to you to then take a compensation claim against that person for your injury and your time, and then that should then support you until you are either in work. We as individuals, the Lord will always provide. The Lord will always provide. He will always provide. Just as that bird flows through the air, he doesn't have to go and I don't know, come down here to the housing and put on a suit and pigeon his way through and go and sit on a phone and say, hello, I'm a call centre, and he's racking up an hourly rate, and then he's going to then wait for a week or a month to then get his money, to then fly off to his family, to then go and take his family down the pub for a pint of beer and a Sunday dinner. That's not how it works for birds. Birds move in flow. They move in... Oh, somebody's up. Hello. Oh, and straight to the scooter. He's up and straight away he's on the scooter. This is what I'm talking about. Hang on, no, don't take it from him. He's just woken. No, don't take the scooter. Shiloh, it's fine. You can have the scooter. Shiloh, it's fine. You can have the scooter. Dude, he's not touching the scooter. Over the scooter. I'm not beating him, I'm not kicking him, it's just that his brother touched the scooter. And he's just woken up, bless him. Come on, where's the scooter? Ready? I'm actually going to do a YouTube channel for Shiloh, so you can see the ups and downs. Hey! And his frustrations of trying to learn to do something. Come here. No, Elijah, get your foot off him. Ready? And steady. Go. There you go. Scooter. There you go. 2 seconds, guys. I might have to cut off. Hey. Where's the scooter? Oh, dear. 2 seconds, guys, because I can't even get to my phone now. Ready? There we go. Oh, gotcha. Calm down. There we go.